Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about opening and closing a modern Hot Wheels using 440 screws. So you can see we're going to start with a 1/16 drill bit, some baby oil. Everything I use on this video is going to have a link down below. I've mentioned this before on all my videos. What I do is I take the 1/16 drill bit and I cut a piece. That way it'll fit further in the drill, so it doesn't stick out as much. If you try to drill with the 1/16 drill bit and it's all the way out, you're gonna see that the drill bit is gonna start to wobble. It's gonna bend, and most likely it's gonna break, stabbing you in the finger. So this way I ensure that I don't have any accidents. It can still break if you force it too much, so you have to be gentle, and very important to use oil or any type of lubricant that you want or you like. So now I'm using a 9/64 drill bit. See how I wobble the car? Because sometimes cars have a bigger mushroom post. So I just want to make sure I take away all that metal. I ensure that making sure that the base will separate cleanly from the car. So it looks pretty good. I do not like to force the cars open with like a hook or something. I use a center punch to see if it separates. Especially when you're doing a car that's going to be raced, if you try to force it, it's just going to bend the base, and that's going to create a lot of problems. So I just do again with the drill bit, remove just a little bit more metal, and then it comes straight out. So I remove all the pieces, and now I'm going to change back to the 1/16 drill bit. Now I'm going to create or continue with the pilot hole that I already started with. When I started, I made sure that the 1/16 drill bit went past the base or the chassis, so that tiny little center hole is still there. I'm just making it deeper now. There, I'm just measuring, making sure the drill bit doesn't go all the way through the other side. There's no rush. There, I ensure that it's not gonna go to the other side. Now I measure the front, and I can see it's sticking up a little bit too much because we have a shorter post in the front. Once I make sure that it's not going to go all the way to the other side, I make the pilot hole. When dealing with metal, any type of metal, it's very important that you make a pilot hole. When you step up to a bigger drill bit, the drill bit, it's only going to eat on the side of the hole that you just created. It's not going to try to eat away a complete hole. Plus the pilot hole ensures that the drill bit stays centered. So I'm going to show you two ways how to work with these screws. First, in the front, we're going to use a number 43 drill bit. Drill bits that carry a number tend to be used in applications where you need a lot of precision. So a 440 screw is typically made to be used with a number 43 drill bit. For this application on the back post, I'm going to be using a 332nd. A 332nd is slightly thicker than a number 43. You can see that the drill bit is trying to get stuck because it is thicker than the number 43. So it's taking away a lot more metal. This is why it's important, again, to do a pilot hole that ensure that drill bit stayed in the center of the post. Do not force it. The drill bit will do its job without you applying force. So I'm just making sure that it's cleaning the hole. Alright, so for the front, I'm going to be using a 440 tab. Using oil again. And again, everything will have links in the description. There, I'm making sure that it's a nice clean thread. So these are flat top and flat undercut 440 screws by 3/16 length. They're also going to have a link down below. I will talk about the screwdriver, which is very important, later on the video. See, now on the back, because the 332nd is a slightly bigger drill bit, we could just use a screw and it will self tap on that post. Notice that I use a little drop of oil. I'll go slowly back and forth. The screw is stainless steel, which is harder than the Samek of the car, and that's why it's capable of self-tapping. Also because we use a 3/32 drill bit. This will not work, or it will be very difficult with a number 43, which is a slightly smaller drill bit. Alright, so now we're just going to put everything back together. So this type of method is useful when, especially if you're doing like racing and you constantly have to open and close the car to work with the axles. If you add weight to the car, move the weight, it's a lot easier than using a 256 button screw. There it is. Nice and simple. Now to talk about the screwdriver, the screws that you find in machines are typically called JIS, which means Japanese Industry Standard. I'll leave a link down below to a JIS screwdriver set, but if you do have a cheap screwdriver, all you have to do is sand down the tip. Since you saw the picture, Phillips screwdrivers tend to be longer. This is why a lot of people strip out the screws, especially on M2 cars. And for this type of application, if you're not going to use the tab, it's very important that you have the correct screwdriver or you're going to strip the screw. So that's going to be it. Thank you for watching. Peace out.